Australia's AH-64E Apache sharpens combat readiness for high-intensity Indo-Pacific operations. Australia has successfully conducted the first live fire of its AH-64E Apache attack helicopters on Australian soil, marking a major step from fleet introduction to operational capability and significantly strengthening the Australian Army's attack aviation power. Announced by the Australian Department of Defence on July 17, 2026 following Exercise Possum Guns in Townsville, the milestone demonstrates that Australia is beginning to field a more lethal, survivable, and networked combat helicopter that will enhance joint and allied operations across the Indo-Pacific. During the exercise, the AH-64E employed its 30mm chain gun, rockets, and AGM-114 Hellfire missiles, while validating the full combat cycle, from mission planning and weapons loading to rearming, refueling, and post-mission support. Beyond proving the aircraft's firepower, the event confirms Australia is building a sovereign attack helicopter capability that will improve interoperability with U.S. and allied forces while expanding reconnaissance, precision strike, and battlefield networking for future regional operations. Australia announced the first successful live firing of its AH-64E Apache attack helicopters on Australian soil. Conducted during Exercise Possum Guns in Townsville, the activity moved the aircraft beyond initial introduction and into a more demanding phase of operational capability development. The milestone matters because Australia is not simply replacing its Tiger fleet, it is establishing a more lethal, connected, and sustainable attack aviation system designed for joint and coalition operations. According to the Australian Department of Defence, the firing demonstrated the Apache's growing operational readiness while enabling Australian personnel to develop the procedures required to train, sustain, and employ the aircraft safely. During the training missions, Australian Army AH-64Es engaged simulated targets with the aircraft's 30mm chain gun, rockets, and Hellfire missiles. Yet the greater significance of Exercise Possum Guns lies behind the weapons themselves. Personnel from the 1st Aviation Regiment and 16th Aviation Support Battalion practiced the refueling, rearming, and gunnery techniques required to generate armed Apache sorties. The event tested elements of the complete operational chain, preparing aircraft, handling live ammunition, launching missions, engaging targets, and sustaining the force after recovery. Australia was not merely demonstrating that the Apache could fire its weapons. It was building the human, technical, and logistical architecture required to employ those weapons safely and repeatedly. The results will allow Army to refine its tactics, techniques, and procedures as live-fire training becomes routine. The AH-64E represents a substantial increase in Australian Army lethality and battlefield awareness. Boeing describes the Apache as the backbone of the U.S. Army's attack helicopter fleet, with the global Apache force having accumulated more than 5.3 million flight hours, including over 1.3 million combat hours. More than 1,300 aircraft are operating internationally, providing Australia with access to a mature platform supported by decades of American operational experience, training, and continued capability development. Depending on mission configuration, the AH-64E can carry up to 16 Hellfire missiles, 76 2.75-inch rockets, and 1,200 rounds for its 30mm chain gun. Its integrated sensors, targeting systems, and digital connectivity allow commanders to employ this firepower selectively, from precision engagements against individual targets to sustained offensive support for land forces.